Atlantis Alive, focusing on tracking education.
Well, we are at this amazing place here in Franchoek, and we have the Anwar Jakoet Foundation, and they are doing absolutely amazing things. Anwar Jakoet Foundation and Mr. Anwar himself, tell us more about this event today.
Well, we as the foundation have been going out, assisting communities in the rural areas as well in the Cape Metropole. And we then started doing the sports outreaches. Our first one was in Bonteheuwel.
Yes.
Then we went out to Range Primary in Elsies River. And then I spoke to my partner, Sylvia Bell and Elrika, our Motte feeding scheme, which we've been involved with for the last 12, 14 months. And I said to her, you identify, an organization or a club that's upcoming, that serves the community, right, and especially from the farms. Right, and identify that, and we'll come up and we'll give you a fantastic time. We'll bring along, our team, the AGF team. You've got Faldi in the background there providing the music. And then as we went along, more and more people wanted to come on board.
Well, this is your first one of its kind here in Franchoek, and I'm sure you're planning many like this.
No, definitely. I know, like I'm saying, that the next one we're going to go local. It will be in Manenberg, right, with Silverstone Primary. Then we plan one in June in Paarl with our partners there, Fountain of Hope. And then we're going
I know about that.
Fountain of Hope, and then we're also doing a fundraiser with them on that particular day. They're speaking about gender-based violence, but we incorporate, the sports outreach.
Yes.
And then sooner than later we'll be off to Toast River.
Oh my
Right,
word.
as well.
Oh my goodness, you mentioned Manenberg. Over there we had one of the coaches that came all the way with their group of under 11 or 12, 13. They came also to participate, and that's such a great outreach program that you're doing. So I believe that the stuff that you bring here today, what happens to those equipment?
Look, we'll do a handover a bit later. The equipment will stay with our partner, right, which is Sylvia Bell for the Motte feeding scheme, because it's not only soccer, but, not only soccer balls, right? There'll be other things as well, like netballs and so forth that we hand over. She gets it, she distributes it amongst the community. They will keep some things, so when they have other events, we don't even have to be here. On a daily basis, on a weekly basis, they've got the equipment.
So as I can see that you're actually setting the trend, you're setting a platform, is that correct?
That's correct. People ask, what is AJF about? AJF is about empowerment, right?
Yes.
Sustainability,
Yes.
getting children off the street,
Yes.
right? Educating them. Because on the sidelines of this, we also serviced 2 ECDs.
Yeah, I was with the 2 ECD, the 1 ECD group there, and the little ones are so amazing. And I think just inspiring this kind of event for them.
So, even while we're here, we call the ECD educators aside. I've got my 2 retired principals, Yani Latu and Jamil Alexander. Right? They were doing their thing, and we handed over what we call a starter box for ECDs, which they will take with them and use on Monday. So we're not here only with the sports. We also came along, we're supplying the Motte feeding scheme. They've got their stash now for a month.
Oh my goodness, you guys are doing such a lot. Where do you find the time? I know you have these volunteers, amazing volunteers. Where do you guys find the time to do all of these?
We make the time, right? Like I said to you in previous discussions,
Yes.
we make the time.
I saw on one of your posts today about steps. Go through that little phrase and saying that you posted out there. I simply loved it. Just rephrase that step story.
Yeah, look, it's like they say, you'll see the staircase, and then you're tired already. But if you take one step at a time, you'll get to the top, right? I always say to you that AJF, we're forever learning. Right? We came here, I've learned from Atlantis Alive. I mean, I've had my discussion with Atlantis Alive, and they're teaching me certain things about media. Right? Our ECD teachers, we don't prescribe to them. We learn from them as well. So for us, it's a learning experience. I mean, I was blown away when I got here to see the vibe that you see here.
Yes. Well, like you say, one step at a time, and we thank you so much for bringing us on board. It is such a pleasure being here, and we have derived so much pleasure from seeing the kids' smiles and everybody that contributed. So thank you very much for inviting us.
Well, it's an open invitation. Wherever we go, Atlantis Alive should be going with AJF.
There you go, Atlantis Alive. Watch Atlantis Alive from the AJF Foundation.